What if two simple words were shaping your entire reality and you didn't even realize it? Florence Scovel believed the words, I am, were the most powerful command you could ever speak. And once you understand how to use them, your subconscious will never operate the same way again. Every time you say, I am, you're not just describing yourself. You're programming your subconscious mind. It doesn't matter if you're joking. It doesn't matter if you're venting. Your subconscious takes it in as truth. I am tired. I am not good at this. I am always unlucky. Say it enough times, and your reality will begin to reflect it, because the subconscious is always listening, always obeying. Florence Scovel. Shin understood this deeply. She taught that I am is the name of the divine within you, and whatever follows it becomes your identity. You're not just using words, you're issuing spiritual instructions. This is why change feels so hard for most people. They try to shift their habits, but they never shift their identity. They're still saying, I am stuck. I am anxious. I am not that kind of person. And the subconscious makes it so. Not because it wants to sabotage you, but because it's loyal to the commands you've been feeding it. That's why the words you speak carry more power than you realize, especially when they follow I am, because that's the root. That's the foundation. Everything else grows from it. The subconscious doesn't respond to surface motivation. It responds to consistency and identity. When you shift how you define yourself, your behavior, energy, and opportunities shift with it. So the real question is, what have you been calling yourself repeatedly, silently, unconsciously? Because that's the script your subconscious is running. And the moment you choose different words, with different emotion, and a different vision of yourself, the moment you say, I am powerful, I am ready, I am aligned, that's the moment everything begins to change. In the teachings of Florence, the phrase I am was never casual. It was sacred. She believed these words carried the vibration of divine creation. The moment you declare I am, you align yourself with the universal creative force. Think about that for a moment. Every time you say I am, you are not simply describing a state. You are activating one. You are choosing who you are becoming. Florence taught that the subconscious is not analytical. It's obedient. It doesn't question whether your I am is true or false. It simply takes it in, locks it in, and begins to shape your reality around it. That's why it's not enough to say affirmations once in the morning and go back to speaking in fear the rest of the day. Your subconscious is shaped by your dominant vibration and your dominant identity. When you say, I am healing, your body hears it. When you say, I am safe, your nervous system responds. When you say, I am guided, your awareness sharpens. These aren't just words. They are instructions being delivered to every level of your being: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. The mistake most people make is waiting to feel different before changing their I am. But Florence flipped that. She taught that you must speak as if it were already true, not to deceive yourself, but to redirect the subconscious toward a new reality. Because the subconscious doesn't respond to facts. It responds to repetition, emotion, and conviction. So if you want to change your life, don't start with action. Start with identity. Start by choosing your I am, consciously, powerfully, and consistently. Because once the subconscious accepts the new identity, it begins shifting everything to match it: thoughts, habits, emotions, and outcomes. You're not stuck. You're just repeating the wrong identity. And the good news? You can change it, starting now. Take a moment and look around you, at the people you interact with daily. Most are not living with intention. They are reacting, repeating, responding to life based on identities they never chose. I am not creative. I am unlucky. I am too much. I am not enough. These beliefs weren't born from truth. They were absorbed from childhood, relationships, trauma, failure. And the worst part? They became automatic. This is what Florence Scovel Shinn called mental laziness, the choice to let your words and identity be shaped by the external world instead of the divine truth within. But when someone starts using I am with awareness, everything changes. They begin to walk differently, speak differently, react differently. Not because the world changed, but because they reprogrammed the part of themselves that interprets the world. A person who declares, I am confident, even before they fully feel it, will start making decisions that reflect confidence. They'll say no to what no longer fits. They'll attract opportunities aligned with their new vibration. Not because of luck, but because the subconscious now expects it. This is the invisible shift most people never see, and the one Florence made visible. She knew that your outer world is just a mirror of your inner language, and I am is the clearest reflection of who you believe you are. So what happens when you change that identity? You start aligning with new experiences, not by force, but by frequency. People begin to treat you differently. You begin to expect more. You stop tolerating things that once drained you, and you start moving with quiet, powerful certainty, the kind that doesn't beg, doesn't chase, doesn't prove. That's the difference between a programmed mind and a conscious one. One repeats the past. The other commands the future. Florence Scovel Shinn didn't teach magic words. She taught magnetic identity. When she spoke of I am, she wasn't asking you to pretend. She was asking you to return to your true self, the one your soul knows, even if your mind forgot. But how do you actually rewire your subconscious with I am? Not by whispering it once a day and hoping for change. Not by saying it while your heart still clings to doubt. You do it through consistency, emotion, and vision. The three ingredients that speak directly to the subconscious. First, consistency. The subconscious is trained through repetition. Just like brushing your teeth, your identity must be reinforced daily. Speak your I am phrases every morning throughout your day, and especially when your old thoughts resurface. Second, emotion. Words without energy are just noise. Florence emphasized that your feeling is what fuels the statement. When you say, I am powerful, but your voice trembles with fear, your subconscious hears the fear louder than the words. So pause. Take a breath. Feel the truth in the words before you speak them. Let your body feel it as if it were already done. Third, vision. Close your eyes and see yourself as that identity, not in the distant future, now. What are you doing as that version of you? How are you walking, talking, reacting? What energy are you holding? The subconscious responds powerfully to imagery. When you visualize while affirming, you begin to create a new neural pathway, one that your mind will naturally start following. This is not about forcing change. It's about reclaiming alignment, speaking from the self you were always meant to embody. Florence used I am, not as a wish, but as a declaration of spiritual law. And when your words match your energy, and your energy matches your vision, the subconscious begins shifting without resistance. Not someday, not maybe, but now. You won't need a lightning bolt to confirm that your subconscious is changing. You'll notice it in the quiet, in the way you pause before reacting, in the moment you speak kindly to yourself without even trying. This is how it begins. You'll catch yourself saying, I am calm in the middle of a storm, and meaning it. You'll look in the mirror and feel a shift, even if nothing on the outside has changed yet. You'll stop repeating stories that once kept you stuck. That's how you know the I am is working. The subconscious doesn't flip overnight, but it gives you signs, subtle at first, powerful in hindsight. You'll see it in the way people respond to you. They'll sense your energy has changed, even if they can't explain it. New opportunities will start to show up, almost like they were waiting for you to believe differently. One of the clearest signs is when old triggers no longer hook you. Something that would have ruined your day now passes through you. Not because you've become numb, but because you've become rooted in a new identity. You're no longer trying to become something. You are being it. And when doubt creeps back in, because it always tries, you'll notice it faster. You'll have a new script ready. One that starts with, I am. And that's when you realize it's working. Not because your circumstances have changed instantly, but because you have. When Florence taught this, she knew the shift would not always be dramatic. She warned that at first, the old identity would resist. But if you held the new I am with faith, it would begin to reshape your entire life, from the inside out. So look for the signs, the quiet ones, the powerful ones. They're not signs of luck. They're signs of alignment. If you want to know what your future looks like, listen to the words you speak today. Your I am statements are not just habits. They are blueprints. They tell your subconscious what to build, what to expect, what to attract. This is not about fake positivity. It's about real authority. It's about taking back the creative power you've been giving away, one unconscious phrase at a time. And the truth is, you don't have to wait for the world to validate your new identity. You declare it. You live it. You speak it until it becomes so familiar, so natural that anything less feels foreign. Start small if you must. I am peaceful. I am focused. I am becoming who I was meant to be. Speak it until your voice doesn't shake, until your actions start to follow, until your subconscious stops resisting and starts aligning. This is the power Florence Scovel Shinn uncovered over a century ago. And it's still changing lives today because truth doesn't expire. You don't need more time, you need more alignment. And it begins the moment you choose your words with intention. So ask yourself now, what are you going to claim today? Leave a comment below with your new I am. Let it be your declaration. Say it out loud. Type it. Own it. And if this message spoke to something deep in you, subscribe to the channel. Because this is just the beginning of your journey.